to catch the Pinay tennis phenom in action.
I've been coming to this tournament for 10 years. So I'm excited that we finally have a Filipino here again.
I got a selfie with her, and also this is my first ever tennis tournament ever. So I'm excited, it's special.
Filipina tennis star Alex Eala takes center stage at the BNP Paribas Tennis Paradise in Indian Wells. And of course, Filipino fans turn out in full force to cheer.
All right, listen up. Welcome back to the channel. Hold up, something major is brewing ahead of the Stuttgart Open, and trust me, the tennis world is locked in. Markus Günthardt, the man behind the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix, just made a move that's got the entire WTA buzzing. Now here's where it gets wild. Alex Eala, the young Filipino star flipping the script in tennis, isn't even touching the qualifiers at Stuttgart. Günthardt skipped all that and dropped her straight into the main draw. And once you really piece together everything building around her, you'll see this wasn't some last-minute gamble. No, this call came after the evidence got way too loud to ignore. So yeah, let's break down what actually goes through a tournament director's head when they pull a move like this. Günthardt isn't new to this. He's been running Stuttgart for years. He knows the business side of tennis inside out, no question. He also knows Stuttgart already sits as one of the crown jewels on the WTA calendar. We're talking clay courts, legacy, prestige, and a fan base that shows up every single time. So he's not the type chasing hype. But even a tournament like this can feel the difference between a regular year and a moment where the whole world is watching. And trust me, Günthardt has been paying very close attention to what happens when Eala enters the picture. What has he seen? Yeah, it changed everything. Because here's the reality he's dealing with right now. Every single tournament director who fully backed Eala, put her on the biggest stage and gave her that main draw respect has walked away with results they had never seen before. That's not hype talk, that's not fan exaggeration, that's a proven pattern. And Günthardt is way too seasoned to ignore something like that. Just think about what went down at the Indian Wells Open. The 2026 edition isn't going to be remembered for winners or losers. It's going down in history because of what one player did to the entire event. The second Eala's first-round match got confirmed and fans rushed the ticket system like never before, prices exploded to levels that the tournament had literally never seen. And when everything was counted up, one first-round match pulled in $5 million in ticket sales. Not a final, not even a semifinal, a first-round match. Let that sink in. That's when the term Eala effect started spreading like wildfire across tournament offices. Günthardt has definitely heard it, and yeah, he fully understands what it means. But listen, the Indian Wells story isn't just about money. What it really showed is that Eala isn't just attracting tennis fans anymore. She's pulling in people who never even thought about attending a tennis match before. Fans from all over the world showing up with one goal: to be there, to feel that moment, to witness something special. And when a sporting event starts drawing that kind of crowd, it stops being just a tournament. It turns into a cultural moment. And now Stuttgart has a chance, maybe the biggest one yet.
For all the support that's been coming my way, and it's really heartwarming to see that they really they make the effort and they take the time to come out and to support, and it makes the experience for the players.
Then let's talk about what went down in Austria. When Alex Eala was set to face Julia Grabher at the Ladies Linz Open, nearly 90% of the tickets weren't even bought by local Austrian fans. No, they were snapped up by Eala supporters who coordinated across countries just to take over that arena. You can't make this up. Grab her on her own home court and walk out looking like the visiting player. And that's when Sandra Reichel instantly realized the magnitude of what she was dealing with. She didn't hesitate. She publicly committed to putting Eala on the biggest stage available. She even confirmed she would personally welcome her, saying the atmosphere would be unlike anything the tournament had seen in its entire 35-year history. Now imagine this. Günthardt has gone through every detail of that story, and you already know he's been asking himself what that kind of impact would look like in Stuttgart. Because we're not talking about a small stage here. This is a tournament with the infrastructure and prestige to amplify everything Eala brings to another level.
It's great always to welcome new players and newcomers and players who will own the future, I would say. So it's great, yeah, to welcome Alexandra here in Linz in this special year, and it's also our first time.
And then, hold up, we've got Miami. James Blake didn't sit back and wait for the wave to hit. he moved early. He put Alex Eala straight onto center court and openly talked about the kind of impact she was about to have. He made it clear her reach had gone way beyond traditional tennis fans. We're talking audiences pulling in from Asia, Europe, and North America, many of them not even regular followers of the sport. That kind of global pull, you can't buy it. No marketing budget can manufacture that. It only comes from a player like this. Blake even predicted Miami would shatter revenue records because of her presence. And trust me, Markus Günthardt has been paying attention to every single word Blake said. Now, here's where things get even deeper. Stuttgart isn't just any event, it's played on clay, and clay demands everything. Fresh legs, sharp tactics, and complete mental focus. Grinding through qualifiers can drain all of that before the real tournament even starts. So by placing Eala directly into the main draw, Günthardt isn't just thinking business, this is a serious sporting decision. He wants her stepping onto that clay at full power from round one, because he's seen exactly what she can do when she's in peak condition, and he wants Stuttgart to be the stage where that version of Eala shows up. But listen, there's also a lesson from when tournaments got this wrong. At the Australian Open, Eala was placed on smaller courts despite insane demand. And yeah, it turned into chaos. Hundreds of thousands of fans were stuck in endless lines, many never even getting inside. But instead of hurting her hype, it did the opposite. It made her movement even stronger. Her supporters doubled down, and the tournaments that made smarter calls cashed in big. Meanwhile, that Australian Open decision, it became a warning story across the entire sport. And trust me, Günthardt is not trying to repeat that mistake. Now, beyond the business side and the crowds, listen to what the players themselves are saying.
Jessica Pegula, one of the most experienced names on tour, faced Eala in Miami, and she said the atmosphere was something she had never experienced in her career. Not normal crowd noise. This was different. The fans weren't just watching, they were part of the match. Every rally, every point. The energy was off the charts. Pegula literally called it insane. A level of passion, she said, that no other player is generating right now, whether it's Melbourne, Dubai, or Miami. And when a player at her level says that, the whole tour listens. Then you've got Novak Djokovic stepping in, a voice that carries serious weight in this sport. He called Eala the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. And that's not just a casual compliment. That's coming from someone who understands greatness at the highest level. Günthardt has heard all of this. He studied the numbers, watched the crowds, and seen tournaments transform just by putting Eala where she belongs. So placing her in the qualifiers, that would have been ignoring everything right in front of him. It would have been looking at $5 million first-round numbers at Indian Wells and telling fans to wait. It would have meant ignoring what Sandra Reichel did in Linz and what Blake executed in Miami, and choosing the opposite path. With everything we've seen in 2026, that decision would have been impossible to justify. Instead, Günthardt made the call that actually makes sense, because putting Eala in the main draw doesn't just help her, it elevates the entire event. The crowds in Stuttgart are about to include people who've never even watched a WTA match before. The atmosphere on her match days? Yeah, that's going to be something new, something this tournament hasn't experienced before. And it all starts with this one decision, looking at Eala and saying, "You're not a qualifier, you're the main draw. You're the reason people show up." The Eala effect is officially landing in Stuttgart, and under Günthardt's leadership, this tournament is ready to ride every second of it. So what do you think? Was this purely a business move, or are the sporting reasons just as strong? Appreciate you watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.